Hey, welcome back. In this lesson I'll show you how to create some clothing items using panel loops. So first thing you want to do is hold down Control and create some masks. For the clothing items, basically wherever you want them to be. And if you want, you could do this on your sketched up Dynamesh that you created, if you created one of those, or you could just do it right on top of the original body. Okay, so that's like kind of a top, and if I hold down Control and click Mask Lasso, I can create kind of pants. And if you hold down Control and Alt and click on the geometry, it'll smooth. I'm just gonna turn off my symmetry with X and create like a slit kind of in the leg right there. And because backface masking for some reason does not work with Mask Lasso, I'm just gonna go back and fix that. Okay, so now we have this selection. I'm going to go into, now if we were to use extract, which is the traditional method, we wouldn't need to, we could just hit extract right now and it would come out, but it would be very kind of mushy, and I don't personally like it. Let's see if I could show you without it crashing. There you go. So it kind of mushes the edge a little bit, and even if you turn smooth off, it just doesn't give you as good of an edge, because I think because it doesn't include like an actual polish function the way panel loops does. So to use panel loops, I'm going to just duplicate this, and I'm going to delete lower, delete higher. I was at level 5 right there. Okay. And now, since panel loops demands polygroups, not just selections, I'm going to hit Control W, and what that's going to do is it's going to basically create a polygroup with the selection that we had. I'm going to delete hidden, so this is our geo now. And under Edge Loop, Panel Loops, you have all these options. I'll try to explain them. Basically, double is going to put a back face on this, which is we want, because we might have at some point see the back of this clothing. We could always delete that later anyway. Regroup panels we're going to turn on. Bevel basically controls how much of this bevel is going on, and this is the shape of the bevel. Elevation we're going to put at 100 because we want it to push out of here, not in. And polish, I want to reduce the polish maybe down to 3. It'll get rid of some of these jaggies, but it won't destroy the model. And thickness, let's just see what that gives us. Okay, if I turn solo off, we can see on our original model what's going on with that. That's not bad. It's a good start. We can always inflate later if we want this to be a thicker material. So I'm not going to mess with cleaning up all these little edges right now, because I want to do another operation before I continue. I'm going to take this polygroup right here, and I'm going to create kind of a piping effect around the edge of the clothing, or like a kind of a seam, thickening around the edge. And I'm going to turn off double because I want it to actually add that to the geometry. I don't want it to create a separate piece of pipe around it. And let's see, I'm going to turn the thickness down a little bit. And elevation's fine. Regroup panels. There we go. So you could see it created like a little edge around our clothing. And I think that's a good little feature to have, a good little start to adding realism to the clothing. Now we can go in and basically smooth this thing out or make it a little neater. You can go to deformation, put a polish on it to kind of smooth that effect out a little bit. And you can even go to the back side because it created it in both directions. You can go out and do a trim dynamic with back face masking turned on and just kind of clean that up. Not terribly a lot of work, but to create that piping by hand, you'd never get that accuracy, or it would be very time consuming. But in a quick little effect, you can get that. You can even, let's say let's just isolate that piping. If you hold down Shift Control and select lasso, you can click on, see what I clicked on, this little edge ring right here, and that'll actually hide. You have to make sure you click right on the little edge ring. See how it grouped those things where it just like combined them like every other one or something? I don't know why it does that, but that's what it did. So I'm going to hit Control W to just group that whole thing. And go back to my select rect and maybe even put a little inflate on it. It's like totally up to you how much of that you want to do. But that's just some like little tricks you can do with it. Alright, and it's a similar way I created the armor, but I'll show you that in more detail. So in the next lesson I'll show you how to add more details to these clothing items and make them look more realistic. Thanks for watching.